Well, ladies and gents, this is Obscure Obsolete Invention by the channel Salmonella Academy. So this is about invention that was once made, wasn't so much of famous and became obsolete immediately because something proceeds them even better. Sam always uploads the video about things that people not know about, but it's always awesome to see. So that's why I love reacting to these videos. There is one invention I know of, one wheel motorcycle where you sit inside the wheel, something like that. That's just stupid. It always bobbled around. I'm like, how the hell people didn't fall from that? I had no idea about it, but that was just so stupid. And there was one thing about a storm hat or cone type of thing where people wear these pointy cones in the front of their face. Apparently that tackled storms. That was just even ridiculous things. So yeah, things like that was seriously effed up, man. There was also a hat radio. People wore big gigantic hats and there are radio inside it, and people just walk around with that. I'm like, damn, and that was just, I would never do that. So that was just effed up. So yeah, let's watch this video.
Alright, after months upon months of unrelenting pressure by you psychopaths pretending to be my characters on Twitter, I finally got a merch store. Let this be a lesson, kids. With enough harassment, you can achieve anything. Anyway, go check it out, or don't, whatever. Hey kids, if I learned anything from my middle school career, it's that what may seem like a good idea initially will often be remembered only as a foolish mistake. Here's a few pieces of technology from yesteryear that have since fallen into total obscurity. So I've always believed that there's no point in having many small things when you can have one big thing. Why have many shrimp when you can have one lobster? Why drink many glasses of milk when you can eat one udder? Why have many cheese-its when you can have one cheese-them? Patent pending. And why have many street lights when you can have one Moonlight Tower? These guys were real popular back in the 1880s and 90s, often.
Alright, if you have kids and you want to give them nightmare, move to that town. At night, one gigantic tower and bulb, like the tower of Sauron from Lord of the Rings, just there watching over the entire town. When you walk out, there's the light, and the more closer you are, the more bright the light would be. Like, god damn, I would not live in that town just because of that light. I hate it. There's also the China is doing this, making artificial sun, artificial moon. I'm like, nah man, nah, that's way too much. I don't like that.
Been standing at over 150 feet tall and illuminating several blocks from a single point. Not very well, mind you. Matter of fact, they were so dim we didn't even have the conscience to just call them light towers. Had to go and stick the moon on the front so people didn't get their hopes up. But thanks to our good old friend.
Yeah, that is true, isn't it? If you want to illuminate whole town by just one light, you would need immense level of energy just to have that level of illumination. So yeah, that is stupid.
And the inverse square law, you still needed a fuck ton of light to pull this off, so they used incredibly harsh and UV emitting arc lights instead of incandescent bulbs. All the light of the moon and all the vision damage of the sun, talk about a win-win. Sadly, these beasts have fallen by the wayside over the past century or so, except for in
Austin, Texas still has that. Man, if I walk there and I see that, like, what's happening here, man? Why is the lights on top of the tower?
Austin, apparently, but they use friendlier mercury vapor lamps in them, so they only get half points. Now, anyone who's been around a baby long enough knows they always have a cloud of ghoulish stench hovering around them. Jeez Louise, somebody better air out that musty little muskrat before grandma starts drooping again. You could stick him on the clothesline for a while, but knowing that little moron, I'm sure he'd find a way to hurt himself somehow. Introducing the baby cage. Finally, city dwellers all across the nation have a way of unleashing their post-natal.
What the hell? Is that baby outside of the building? Outside of the window? This just gives me OCD at the ridiculous level. How people just went, that's about right. Yeah, stick the baby outside the window with the cage. I'm sure the cage is not gonna fall. I'm sure of it. What if some bird comes and harasses the kid or hurts the kid?
natal funk on the unsuspecting passerby below. These were in vogue for a while before falling out of style a bit of the way into the 20th century, because apparently society started deeming babies more valuable than air conditioners. I don't really get it personally, but this is also around the time we started putting lead in gasoline, so it's probably for the best we kept them inside all day. Matter of fact, it's my firm belief that without kids growing up breathing lead, there's no way pet rocks would have taken off in the 70s. Wow, alienating baby boomers. He's so brave and controversial. Now, in the days between the Great War and the
Man, did any baby died because of that? Because that's seriously stupid. What was the reason of doing that?
this great but still pretty alright war, people were trying to find efficient means of detecting an incoming air attack. They climbed their nation's tallest mountains to seek the wisdom of their greatest elders, and the wise men said, big ears. So that's what they did. These giant discs were known as acoustic mirrors and were designed to focus incoming sound over a 5-meter diameter into a single point. They were reasonably effective as listening devices. A few of them in Britain were able to pick up the sound of a plane from all the way across the English Channel. Of course, radar came along soon after, rendering these things completely useless beyond looking brutalist as hell. For real, instant album cover material rating.
The guy who invented radar be like, oh my god, I can't believe I call myself human. Did you seriously just made that? You know what? Here, this is called radar. It's much better, like 50 million times better. And, destroy that thing.
One of the Pep Boys is pulling a Spanish Inquisition on this poor wayward harlot. Just kidding. Despite the fact that this looks so very much like a state-of-the-art instrument of torture, it's actually just a beauty micrometer. Think those shoe size measure things at Foot Locker, only instead of one primitive measurement, it records the entire topology of your face and skull at once. With this data, a trained cosmetologist would be able to pinpoint exactly what features of your head should be enhanced and reduced with makeup in order to achieve a maximum calculated attractiveness after you've paid for their services. Clearly this device must have been effective. After all, beauty is entirely objective. What, eye of the beholder? Check the name tag, buddy. Apparently though, women didn't like being strapped into a birdcage and having their every minute flaw meticulously laid out in front of them, so this thing never really took.
Well, knowing around that time, women basically had no right, or basically, it's just so stupid. Around that time, if there is an issue with, women's biology or something and you want to study it, people used to bring out men test subject. Like for women's uteruses, they used to test male test subject who doesn't have uteruses to figure out how to cure any diseases that women have with their uteruses. So, creating this stupid invention just to make somebody more look better or beautiful, that's just, this is the least thing. This doesn't even surprise me. The level of shit just went on around that time is just ridiculous.
Took off in the end. Next we have the Humlaugh. This was a device made during World War II designed to let infantry shoot around corners. It's like the Germans sat down and watched that part in Tom and Jerry where the conniving rat bends the gun barrel back at his adversary. They said, "Mein Gott." They came in
My god.
a variety of angles between 30 and 90 degrees, and it even came with a little periscope so you could see what you were shooting at. But as we all come to find out when we reach adolescence, cartoons are the arbiters of deceit, because these things would invariably break within the first couple hundred shots or so. And even when they did work, the rounds would fucking explode from the massive acceleration, turning a deadly bullet into an ineffectual spray of shrapnel. These were so ineffective that only
these are ballistic bullets. Their speed and the resistance and their atomic structure combined all together would explode. In order to achieve that, and not the 60 degree, 90 degree one. 90 degree? How the hell would a 90 degree one? That would not work in any situation. 30 degree, maybe if you make bullet atomic structure even stronger, the barrel's atomic structure stronger, so the resistance would not make it explode. You know how there are craters on moon that are just round. It doesn't matter from which angle the asteroid impacts it. Speed of it exceeds than its atomic structure is. Its atomic strength that it holds together. So it explodes on impact, creating perfect round. So that's what would happen with the bullets. So you need to create a bullet that's atomic structure is even more stronger than the speed it goes through, so it doesn't explode. And you have to make it barrel even more stronger so it doesn't just rip apart. But that's just way too much science for something stupid. I mean, you can't even aim that. That's just random shooting.
Only the 30-degree model ever saw significant production beyond prototypes, and even that was very limited. Say, you ever look at regular mousetraps and go, not enough property damage? Well, check this out. Patented in 1882, it's the revolver mousetrap, brought to you by the makers of the snail trebuchet and the cockroach claymore. Thanks to the marvels of the modern era, all those tiresome hours of intense varmint slang can be outsourced to one little gadget on the floor of your kid's playroom. Now when you hear a gunshot in the middle of the night, you can rest easy knowing that, one way or the other, there's one less pest for you to deal with in the morning. Boom. 1850. Steam locomotives are all the rage. You're in the transport business, but all you can afford is a couple dumb horses. Sure, they move things from point A to point B almost as well at a fraction of the cost, but your cool rail riding friends called you a whack-ass and it really hurt your feelers. Well, have we got the invention for you? The Impulsoria uses an ingenious system of treadmills to turn that horse to be beckoned into a force to be reckoned with. Sure, it's expensive as hell to make and limits your services entirely to railroads, but just look at it. Instant Pussymobile. Slap some rims and a spoiler on that, you're laughing. This machine is recorded at having a maximum output of 2 to 4 horsepower, which sounds about right, and it didn't see much use outside a couple exhibitions. Now, if there's one hobby that people in the past enjoyed, it's smoking. Whoo boy did they like smoking. And with every great wholesome activity comes a million novelty items to go along with it. Everyone's seen the long cigarette, but how about the really long cigarette? Want to smoke in the rain? Here you go. Going snorkeling? Hey, you know what's more important than oxygen? Nicotine. But hey, wanna know the only thing better than a cigarette? 2 cigarettes. You know what? Fuck it. Have the whole pack. You earned it. Of course, if you're trying to cut back, you can always share it with a friend. Aw, how heartburning. But you know what's even more fun than addiction? High quality documentaries. That's why you should check out Curiosity Stream. From the face behind the Discovery Channel, Curiosity Stream lets you stuff your little meat.
How the hell people didn't die left and right because of lung cancer is beyond me. The level of cigarettes they smoked back then. Man, this was an awesome video. Especially the lamp thing. The lamp thing is stuck in my head. That's just, oh my god. Obviously they didn't work, but if somebody put enough energy into it, it creates a massive illuminated lamp. First of all, anybody who's near the lamps go blind. That's the first thing that would happen. That's just stupid, seriously. And that baby cage? Are you kidding me? Are you seriously did that? It's not about time. It was 100, 200, 200 or 150 years ago or something like that. No, I don't care. I don't care it was 500 years ago. In any age, that's stupid. Ugh, that was... damn. And about that, bent gun. I'm sure there has been an instance where somebody fired the gun and it exploded in their hand. It's just, oh my god, that would be just effed up. Man, I love this video, man. Alright people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell notification, because my uploading time is not exact when I upload. Maybe it's in the evening, maybe it's in the morning, maybe it's in the middle of the night, who knows, I don't know. So yeah, I'll see you next time.